G-L-O-C
Oh,
Glo-Co Radio.
This is Glo-Co Radio. I'm your host, Gordon. This English channel is brought to you by Glo-Clarity and Cultural Literacy, HSMC English Enhancement Project. This project is funded by the Quality Enhancement Support Scheme from the Education Bureau and the Tin Cupping Foundation. This project aims to boost HSMC students' cultural literacy and allows them to better understand our Glo-Co culture and identity in cosmopolitan Hong Kong.
And I'm Dawn. Our team is a group of passionate students from various disciplines, sharing an ambitious goal to introduce fascinating issues to you all. In our previous episode, we explored numerous cultural topics, such as Chinese New Year in different cultures. This year, we'll keep on bringing you more enchanting topics. Stay tuned. Okay, it's time to introduce our members.
I'm Ryan, a Year 4 marketing major, and I'm the administrative officer in the team.
I'm Gordon, a BBA Year 2 student. I'm your post-production editor.
Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. I'm a Year 3 student from BJC. My post is Technical Officer.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a Year 3 student majoring in English. I'm an Administrative Officer.
Hi, I'm Carmen, a Year 4 student studying Translation with Business. I'm one of the technical assistants.
I'm Kiwa Wong and I'm currently a Year 2 BBA student and I'm the technical officer of the team.
Hello, my name is Kitty. I'm a Year 3 accounting major and I'm the technical officer.
Hi, my name is Gabriella. I'm Year 2 BBA student and I'm the marketing officer at the radio team.
Hello guys, this is Mark. I major in accounting and I'm a Year 3 student. I'm a new member of the team and I'm the post-production officer.
Hi, my name is Teresa and I'm also one of the new members of the team. I am a Year 1 student who's majoring in English and I'm one of the administrative officers in this team.
I'm Rick, Year 3 banking and finance major. I'm marketing officer in Glo-Co Radio team.
So, welcome to the team, Rick. How do you feel about the first time using the recording studio?
Am I supposed to say nervous? Haha. Well, honestly, I feel excited to be here.
Glad to hear that. Today we also have Gordon here, our awesome post-production officer.
Hi guys.
In our college life, accommodation, or what we say in Hong Kong, hall life, is really a big deal to us, right? Gordon, do you stay in the student hostel in HSMC?
No, but it sure takes me a long time to get home.
Yeah, I know how it feels. I'm sure that half of my life is spent on commuting. Rick, I know you're staying in a student hostel this year. How does it feel?
Well, I'm staying in a 3-person room in Mosaic College, which is themed to promote cultural diversity. That's why there are lots of exchange students staying in my hall, but I'm not sharing a room with any exchange student. Instead, I just stay with my friends. I would say I feel worried sometimes, as living with people with different habits involve a lot of communication, tolerance, and compromises.
Sounds like a different experience, isn't it? So, is it costly to stay in the hostel?
From $1,000 to 1,650 Hong Kong dollars a month, depending on the size of the room. I think it is a market price for staying in a university hostel in Hong Kong.
Somehow I think it is always worthwhile to spend at least 1 year in a hostel no matter how much it costs. As a Year 4 student, I regret not having any experience of hostel life.
I totally agree. I intended to apply for the hostel as well last year. But as I'm going on exchange very soon in January, so I'm actually going to experience my hostel life, not at HSMC, but abroad.
What? You are going on exchange? Where are you going to?
Gordon College, located in North Boston.
Ha! Gordon's going to Gordon College.
It's really funny, right? This is also one of the reasons I chose it.
So, do you know anything about the dorm life there?
There are a total of 11 halls in Gordon College. Looking at the pictures online, I feel like it's more like a house just with more rooms. Most of them only have 3 floors and some don't even have a second floor. The room there seems big enough as well, but a friend of mine told me some residential halls were located too far away from the main campus, and it took him at least 20 minutes to reach the campus.
20 minutes? That sounds like a long way to go. But I'm sure that is also another kind of experience, right? So, back to Rick. How often do you go home to spend time with your family on average?
Once a week and on the weekends. But during the midterm or the exam week, I always stay in the hall.
And Gordon, do you think you're going to stay in the hostel all the time?
Definitely not. I have spent so much effort to get to Boston, and now I'm staying only in the hostel. I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to visit the cities around or go to other states to meet some of my friends. What I mean is time I spend in hostel will not be as much as Rick. I guess this is normal for exchange students, right? Because we are not going there only for the hostel, isn't it?
True. As students, when you're given the chance to go to different places and experience different cultures, make sure you jump on it.
Or if you don't have time, you can always listen to our radio channel to learn more about different cultures.
Great promotion here, marketing officer. Then see you all next time.
Kitty, have you tried the food at the canteen in Block M? It changed from Café de Coral to Gold Rice Bowl.
Yes, I've tried two rice dishes. It was quite good and the price was reasonable. There are around 10 menu items with meat and vegetables. It's different from the old canteen. Sometimes I chose awful dishes.
What kind of awful dishes did you choose?
Actually, I'm not fond of eating spicy or oily food, but the menu didn't indicate whether the food was spicy or not. Also, the food never looked the same as the menu description.
It's definitely not a pleasant experience.
I heard that other canteens in Hong Kong serve various kinds of cuisine from different cultures. Apart from the typical choices of Chinese and Western food, they also serve food that is halal.
Wait, what is halal? I've tried food like kebabs and curry. Is that considered halal?
Halal food is that which adhere to Islamic law, so animals are killed in a humane way. Japanese university cafeterias are worth mentioning as well.
Japan? Why?
It's arguably one of the best kept secrets of the culinary world. Most schools usually have a dedicated nutritionist who ensures that all their students stay healthy and are able to focus on their studies.
How amazing is that? My friend who went on the exchange there also told me this. There are Western and even South Asian options, but the majority of the menu listings are Japanese. They all taste so good, so if you're unsure of what to order, the pros suggest you to go with the school's signature dish, which usually has the school name in it.
Haha, good to know. Speaking of which, I recently found several photos showing school cafeteria lunches around the world. They sometimes reflect the country's specialty.
Let's see. A French lunch with cheese, an Italian with pasta, a Greek lunch has yogurt, an American lunch with a bag of chips, or a chocolate chip cookie, a Korean lunch with kimchi. Surprise, surprise.
There's some really interesting one, I'm telling you. See here, a Brazilian lunch with fried banana, or even rice with beans, a Finnish lunch with bean soup, etc. People in some parts of the world really enjoy having their meals in university canteens, even if they aren't students.
No doubt, maybe next time I travel I will try and crash their unique canteen for delicious food. All this talk made me hungry. Want to grab a bite with me, Kitty?
Sure, let's go to the Broad A Cafe.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
Hey Anna, do you like playing sports?
Yes, I keep go to the gym twice a week, even during midterms.
Whoa, that's dedication. You're definitely a sports lover.
Not exactly, but indeed I love that feeling after exercise.
What kinds of sports do you usually do?
I go swimming in summer. The indoor swimming pool in school is clean and not crowded. It is one of the best swimming pool in my point of view. Apart from swimming, I also go to the gym. You know, our school's sports facilities are fantastic. There are many different equipments you can find in the gym. Have you ever been there before?
Not yet. Perhaps I will go there one day. I'm not very interested in sports. By the way, you'll love our next topic, sports in different cultures.
What a great topic! Many of my classmates obsessed with games like basketball, football, etc. They will join the school teams and attend different joint university competitions. Wait, Dawn, I remember you went on exchange to Canada last year. You should have some idea.
Indeed, sports are an essential and important aspect of Canadian society. However, rather than football or basketball, hockey is the sport deeply rooted in Canada's culture. Whether one appreciates the game or not, hockey connects deeply with Canada.
Hockey, what is that?
Haha, it's not common in Hong Kong, but it is a totally different case in Canada. Hockey consists of two teams playing against each other by hitting the puck with a hockey stick in the opponent's goal.
Interesting, but how popular is it?
At my host university, there was a hockey team and they practiced nearly every day. Also, when I asked my friends about hockey in Canada, even if they didn't play hockey, everyone was obsessed with watching the matches.
Wow, the sports culture in Canada is entirely different from Hong Kong. In fact, my friends will never actively go and watch a sports competition.
My friends do so. Hong Kong is much more concerned with academic knowledge than sports trivia. On the contrary, in Canada, sports is as important as study. It seems that they try to take a balance in between.
In Hong Kong, study is usually the biggest obstacle to do sports. Take me as an example. I have nearly spent all the time to do my assignment these days. How can I get spare time to play sports unless a day has 48 hours? When you talk about sports, I want to rush to the gym room now.
Haha, I totally understand how you feel. A sports lover cannot bear not do sports for a week.
Yes, sadly, I will only available after exam. But what kind of sports should I practice? Oh yes, hockey. What we have just mentioned, and I'm very interested in it. Do you know where I can try hockey in Hong Kong?
I remember there is a Hong Kong Hockey Association. Grasp the information if you would like.
Thanks, Dawn.
Hello, Teresa. I know that you are a Year 1 student this year. How do you feel so far? Does it match your expectations? And what department do you belong to?
Hey Mark, I am majoring in English. So far, I think college life is pretty fun. I believe I have adapted into an environment quite well and made some friends who helped me integrate into the college community easier too.
It's good to hear that. Are there any differences between studying in high school and college?
High school to me was more like following the rules. However, in college, it's more like choosing responsibility and being independent. Before, I was often told what to do in most situations, but now I believe it's my responsibility to make important decisions on my own. College students are on their own. You must have self-discipline, organization, and good time management, because no one else is going to follow up or check on your work. So basically, you're on your own. Don't you think so too?
Sure, I agree. I think having high flexibility in college is the biggest difference compared to high school. For example, a longer time period is allowed for students to finish their assignments, say 2 to 3 weeks. I'll have sufficient time to have deeper thoughts on my assignment topics and can do more research on it. Meanwhile, I'm allowed to share my opinions with classmates and discuss the issues with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you mentioned, I really like the high flexibility in college. I love the idea that I am able to control my own schedule now. When I was in high school, my schedule was arranged by others. The classes were pre-assigned. I proceeded from one class to another directly. So it's like 9 hours of school every single day of the week. Now I often have hours of break between classes, days off, and perhaps only about 20 hours of school each week. This allows me to spare a lot of free time on other tasks, and I love it.
This year, our college has more exchange students than the previous year. Have you interacted with them?
No, unfortunately, there aren't any exchange students in my classes. despite the fact that I'd love to get to know them. Have you heard anything interesting about them?
Well, I have heard there are a lot of Korean exchange students this year. Did you know that Korean students commonly use the Internet Explorer as their only browser? You know, students in our college would rather use Google Chrome to surf the internet instead of IE. Do you know why do so many Korean students use IE only?
What? Everyone uses Google Chrome here in Hong Kong. Why is it completely opposite in Korea?
I did some research after I heard about this interesting fact from a senior student who went to South Korea for exchange. Simply speaking, it's because of a historical reason. Ever since 1999, Korean citizens have been required by the government to use IE exclusively for online shopping and banking. It's because IE has a unique plug-in function called ActiveX, which acts as a digital certificate when doing online transactions. This is why the usage rate of IE in South Korea is still very high nowadays, in spite of Chrome's more advanced IT developments and higher average internet connectivity speed in the world.
Oh, I have learned something new then. This is really fascinating though. Speaking of exchange students, have you ever been to any places for exchange program?
No, I wish I had gone on an exchange when I was still in my junior years. So, I strongly encourage you to apply for that in the first 2 years. Did you go to any countries for exchange when you were in high school?
Actually, I did. In my senior years in high school, I went to Australia and the United States. It was an unforgettable and inspiring experience.
It sounds fun and exciting. It would be great if you can tell me any interesting things you met in your journey.
Let me tell you something interesting. Did you know that students in the States do not need to purchase textbooks? The textbooks were bought by the school many years ago, and the books are passed on to each pupil from the previous years. When I was studying there, I realized there were plenty of notes on the books made by the previous students. It's great, because even if I missed anything the professors said, I could still refer to the notes in my books.
Wow, what an environmentally friendly way to pass knowledge from one generation to the next.
Yes, students can save a lot of money from buying books too.
But sadly, as far as I know, it's totally different between high school and college in the United States. As I know, university textbooks in the US are very expensive. It's a huge burden for the students. I think one of the reasons is that there are only 5 publishers that make up 80% of the US textbook market. Therefore, they can sell the textbooks in such a high price, and students don't even have a choice. On the other hand, some of my classmates like to use ebooks rather than printed books for lectures. Speaking of this, which one do you prefer?
You know, even though ebooks are very common now, I always prefer printed textbooks, because the experience and feeling of reading a hard copy is irreplaceable. However, I agree with the idea of reusing the books as it is environmentally friendly. In fact, not all students can afford to own an electronic gadget to read the ebooks.
That's a great point. I also prefer reading printed books because I love making my own notes in the books. After finishing my courses, I can even sell them at a low price to the junior students to prolong the life of the textbooks.
Yeah, exactly. Aside from studying, let me tell you about some activities I did during my exchange. When I was in Australia, the college I studied organized a slime game day. Basically, students could each buy a bucket of slime that cost about $2 Australian, and all the money went to a charity of the school's choice. Students could throw the slime at any teacher in school without getting any consequences that day. Isn't that fun? Imagine doing that in Hong Kong.
That would be fun, but I wonder if this is really possible in Hong Kong. By the way, would you mind showing me some interesting photos taken in your exchange journey?
Yeah, sure. After that, are you interested in meeting some exchange students in our school and chatting with them?
Why not? I can't wait to make friends with them.
Kira, what is the teaching style like in Hong Kong now?
I think it is really a combination of exam-oriented and spoon-feeding education. We have exams every semester, many assignments and projects. Spoon-feeding education is when the teacher simply throws out facts and figures at passive students. It only focuses on students' academic performance. For example, a student may get strict A's on the HKDSE but not know how to use a washing machine.
Definitely. I dislike the teaching style in Hong Kong. Maybe we can discuss this teaching style in Hong Kong first.
During lessons, teachers will talk about the content of textbook or notes and students can feel free to raise their questions. However, there is not enough incentive for students to raise their questions in class as teachers do not encourage them. If students raise their questions in front of the class, will be regarded as a reader.
I absolutely agree. Also, our motherland, China, is famous for its teaching style. Teachers there only need students to understand book content, but students do not really understand what they are reciting.
Yeah, a question popped up in my mind. Will Chinese students become examination machines?
Yes, I think so. They are focused on getting good grades on exams, memorizing books' contents, but don't have a flexible use of knowledge.
Therefore, in my opinion, if the teachers in Hong Kong and China can take the initiative to raise questions and start discussions with students on the content of their textbook, students will be able to get involved in the lesson.
Also, I know our teaching style in China is similar to Germany.
Students in Germany don't have any exercise done either on handouts or in exercise books.
It's because teachers encourage students to talk more rather than copying the notes written on the whiteboard.
Yes, they think classroom discussion is the best method to become a good learner.
Yeah, Germany is also a great place for learning. I am thinking whether to apply for an exchange program in German school as I'm quite interested in new cultures and environments.
If you are thinking about Germany, would you consider school in the UK as well? I think it's just you as you like more interactive lessons.
Yeah, maybe school would be nice as well. So tell me more about the learning cultures in the UK.
If you study in the UK, you're likely to be given great freedom to explore your own ideas and to be creative. You may be expected to do your own research or work in groups with other students for some projects. Education is very interactive too. You won't just be listening to your tutor all the time, I promise. Your tutor will encourage you to share ideas and may organize activities such as debates, discussions, and quizzes. The idea is that by having fun and getting involved, you will learn more successfully.
Oh, that's great. I think the UK may be a good choice for me.
Lastly, a country famous for its teaching style just popped in my mind. It is Finland. Teachers there put great emphasis on interactive learning.
They think developing students' learning incentives and motivation are the most important key to learning. They have fewer instruction hours, fewer teachers, and even less time in school. The teachers trust the students to do the work and learn for the sake of learning. Also, the students trust the teachers to give them the tools they need to be successful. That's why Finland's education is so renowned. Therefore, students can learn actively and learn what they are interested in. This helps discover their true passion.
Oh, that's great!